Stop.
Hey, good evening, everyone. We are about to start in just a few minutes. So if you could start finding your seats, we will get started in about maybe 2 minutes. So please find your seats. Thanks. Just kidding. Okay. If everyone has, or let's see, make sure you've checked in and grabbed your meal thing so they know exactly what meal that you would like to eat tonight. If you have not grabbed that, they are up at the check-in table, and we will get started in about, I think I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes. So, all right, if you need me, holler. You'd think I'd learn to turn a mic on. All right, can you guys hear me? My kid said I was too quiet. Okay, awesome. Okay, so guys, thank you everybody for being here. I mean, this is amazing. So we're grateful that you chose to celebrate with us here tonight. It's 10 years. This milestone is definitely not lost on us. It's been wild. So thank you. Awesome. Thanks, guys. So yeah, it's been wild and fulfilling, and I think anybody in the nonprofit world knows long hours, little pay, but knowing that we get to be a part of other patients' healing journey is absolutely priceless. Lyme Warrior was founded out of a need. Roughly 12 years ago, our founder, Lauren Lovejoy, went from being a vibrant and ambitious 20-something to suddenly becoming so sick she lost her job and was struggling to stay in grad school. Lauren saw nearly 60 doctors in 2 years. Her story is super familiar to most of us. Dismissed, disbelieved, and left to fend for herself. Once she was finally diagnosed, she set her mind on making sure that others are equipped with knowledge, resources, and hope, and that no one ever feels like they have to struggle alone. Lauren wanted really badly to be here tonight, guys. She is finally in remission. She still suffers from the after effects of being so sick, and she is not able to travel. But just know that her heart is definitely with us, and she is grateful that you guys are all here celebrating with us tonight. Lauren has created an amazing space. What started as printing a few t-shirts from her house to help raise awareness has turned into a purpose of raising awareness, bringing people together, fostering community, and offering support to patients and loved ones living with Lyme and co-infections. I personally stumbled upon Lyme Warrior during a fierce and very desperate search to find financial support for treatment for myself and my daughters. I saw something when I was Google searching about kids' smile boxes, and I thought it looked kind of interesting. So I took a little detour, filled out the online application for my oldest daughter, and it asked a lot of personal questions like her interests, her hobbies, so on, and it sounded pretty cool. So, but when the box arrived, oh my gosh, y'all, it was literally tailored to Mara. As she's opening the box, she's pulling out books about horses and cross-country, art supplies, gifts, comfort items, and letters from other young warriors. She lit up. She looked at me through glossy eyes and said, "Mom, I feel so heard. I didn't know that anybody cared." And that was it for me. I emailed Lauren the very next day, and I said, "Sign me up. How do I be a part of this?" And so that's it. Here I am 8 years later. And I do believe that God intended for me to use our story and our pain to help others. And I am beyond grateful and thankful that I get to work with Lauren. So Lyme Warrior, we've always had fun and creative ways to raise awareness and bring people together. From Massage Away Lyme, Ink to End Lyme, our Lyme Warrior Throwdown, and our annual Run Like a Warrior National 5Ks. With your help, we can continue to raise awareness, build community, and help equip others with critical information and resources needed to navigate life with Lyme, as well as finding hope and healing. We want to thank our amazing sponsors, Lyme Bite Symposium, Dr. Nancy O'Hara, Woodland Essence, Ravel Health, Nikki Devices, Sawyer, Igenix, Bay Area Lyme Foundation, Tick Kills, Terry McCormick, our friends at NELAD, and EnviroBiomics. Without your support and belief in our mission, we would not be here tonight. Thank you to my friend Beth, who has very graciously volunteered to help me through this shenanigans, and for keeping me on task with my very, very, very endless squirrel moments and planning this event. Thank you, Robert Frampton, for photographing our event and for documenting it tonight. Thank you, Nicole O'Donnell, for gifting your book, Resilient Hope, to every single person here tonight. Thank you, Dr. Horwitz, Dr. Sappy, Dr. Embers, and Nicole, for excitedly agreeing to be a part of the fun and the chaos that we have planned for tonight. and for your tireless efforts to push science forward and change the future of Lyme. Jesse Rubin, thank you for answering my email and, and your enthusiasm of being part of this celebration. And thank you, Dr. Hinchy, for encouraging us when Lauren had this crazy idea to host a 10th anniversary party and game show, literally a bazillion states away from my home state of Texas. Yeah. So we're all here together, not only to celebrate 10 years of advocacy, awareness, and community, but because there is a desperate need for hope among the Lyme community. Your support is vital so that we can continue to build community and resources for tens of thousands of people feeling lost, isolated, exhausted, and scared for their health and future. So remember that when you're bidding on the silent auction item. Speaking of silent auction, that will end tonight after the game show, so please stick around to see who wins what. There is also a wish jar over there by the flower photo op. Please write your wishes for advancements in Lyme disease understanding, care, or treatment, or personal hope for strength and healing. These will be shared on social media to help inspire others. In a moment, we will hear from Dr. Hinchy, our amazing researchers, and our amazing researchers who were just crazy enough to say yes for what we planned tonight. Before I bring up our keynote speaker, I want to say how grateful we are to know her. She is one of our biggest cheerleaders and a very good friend. She's not only an internationally recognized expert in treating Lyme and complex conditions, she is a pioneer in the Lyme and chronic illness landscape, and she has spent nearly 2 decades at the forefront of integrative medicine. She has turned her own personal battle with Lyme and co-infections into a lifeline for thousands. She's not only a leading physician, but a global mentor, and the visionary behind Lyme Bite Symposium, where she tirelessly dedicates her career to empowering patients and educating practitioners worldwide. So please, to help us celebrate a true warrior who is changing the face of Lyme treatment and the woman we are proud to call friend, please join me in welcoming Dr. Mariah Hinchy. I'm gonna have to make room for you. Hi. Okay, so before I hand things over, can you guys still hear me? Or she could just move. I want to jump rails for just a second. Mariah, we felt that it was important to acknowledge the impact that you have had, not just on science, but on warriors everywhere. So for your revolutionary leadership, tireless dedication, and those who feel unheard, thank you for being an inspiration of resilience, a cherished friend, and we would like to present this award of appreciation to you. We love you very much, and all right, take it away, Dr. Mariah Hinchy, y'all.
Well, thank you so much for this. That's definitely a curveball I was not expecting. All right. Okay, so before I begin tonight, I want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank Lyme Warrior for bringing us all together and for everything that they have done over the last decade for the Lyme community. And I also want to wish them a happy 10th anniversary. So, happy anniversary. 10 years ago, when Lyme Warrior formed, most patients suffering from Lyme disease and other vector-borne illnesses felt invisible. Organizations like Lyme Warrior helped to change that. Through awareness, advocacy, education, and unwavering support for patients and families, they helped transform isolation into community and suffering into a movement of hope and visibility. So tonight is not just a gala. It's a celebration of how far this community has come, and a celebration of people who refuse to let these illnesses remain unseen. Sorry. When I think about the evolution of Lyme and other vector-borne diseases over the last 10 years, I can get pretty emotional. Because just a short 10 years ago, so many more patients were dismissed, gaslit, misdiagnosed, or told their symptoms were all in their head. Or even worse, they were shamed when they brought their diagnosis of chronic Lyme and other vector-borne diseases to their other doctors. I've witnessed patients lose careers, lose marriages, lose childhoods, lose friendships, and lose hope. Parents were left watching their children develop sudden neuropsychiatric symptoms like anxiety, OCD, rage, depression, cognitive decline, and even seizures, often with no explanation and nowhere to turn. Adults were struggling with memory loss, neuropathy, insomnia, panic attacks, dysautonomia, crushing fatigue, chronic pain, and profound neurologic dysfunction, all devastating symptoms that the medical community at large failed to connect to the presence of underlying infections. And while these infections are absolutely capable of driving life-altering illness all on their own, we've also come to understand something even bigger. The infection itself is often just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface lies immune dysfunction, neuroinflammation, mitochondrial impairment, elevated toxic burden, gut dysfunction, nutrition depletion, and chronic stress, all of which these infections can instigate on their own, but many of which are already brewing inside of the body from living in this modern toxic world. And when these infections collide with an already overwhelmed system, they trigger a cascade of chronic inflammation and immune dysregulation that keeps patients trapped in cycles of illness. And this understanding has changed everything. We've watched the conversation evolve from, does chronic Lyme even exist, to sophisticated discussions about system-based treatments geared to repair the patient's terrain and build immune resilience, highlighting the critical importance of restoring the body's innate ability to heal. We've gone from almost no public awareness to documentaries, podcasts, conferences, summits, advocacy organizations, treatment grant foundations, and growing scientific literature examining persistent infection and chronic inflammatory illness. We've also seen important advances in diagnostics through companies like IGeneX and Galaxy, among others, whose work continues to push the field forward and improve our ability to detect vector-borne infections more accurately, with many tests from these specialty labs recently gaining FDA approval. Perhaps one of the most important shifts over the last decade has been the growing recognition that vector-borne diseases are ultimately a clinical diagnosis, that patients cannot be reduced to a single laboratory test, because no test can replace listening to a patient, recognizing patterns, and understanding symptom presentation and practicing thoughtful clinical medicine. At the same time, organizations like the International Lyme and Associated Diseases Society and the Medical Academy of Pediatrics and Special Needs have played an enormous role in advancing physician education and training, helping clinicians to better recognize, understand, and treat these incredibly complex illnesses through personalized medicine. Their commitment to continuing education, research, and open scientific dialogue has helped move this field forward in ways that were unimaginable just a short decade ago. A powerful example of how far this field has evolved came just recently when Dr. Richard Horowitz's newly published paper in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease Reports. This paper examined improvements in inflammatory biomarkers, p-tau levels, and beta amyloid ratios, as well as improvements with recall and cognition in a chronic Lyme disease patient treated with dapsone combination therapy. Think about that for a moment. 10 years ago, many physicians were still arguing about whether persistent Lyme even existed. And now we're discussing the relationship between Borrelia, neuroinflammation, amyloid deposition, phosphorylated tau, and neurodegenerative disease. This is an extraordinary shift. We are also seeing growing recognition of the overlap between vector-borne diseases, long COVID, mold-related illness, dysautonomia, PANS pandas, MCAS, and other complex chronic inflammatory conditions. And perhaps one of the most important shifts of all of this is that patients are finally being believed and heard. And that alone changes lives. So, are we where we need to be? No. We still desperately need better physician education that starts in medical school. We need better diagnostics. We need more open-mindedness and greater access to care for everyone. But despite all of that, we're unquestionably moving in the right direction. And the reason we're moving in the right direction is because patients refuse to stay silent. Parents refused to stop fighting for their children. Clinicians refused to stop asking the difficult questions. Researchers refused to stop searching for answers. And organizations like Lyme Warrior refused to let this community be forgotten. That persistence changed the landscape. And I truly believe the next decade is going to change even more, because medicine is finally beginning to understand that chronic illness is rarely one-dimensional. And healing requires us to look at the whole person, not just a single lab value or diagnostic code. I believe we are moving towards a future where medicine becomes more personalized, more integrative, more collaborative, and more compassionate. A future where Lyme and other vector-borne illnesses are no longer hidden in the shadows, where they are diagnosed and treated appropriately and in a timely manner. A future where children are diagnosed earlier, where patients no longer spend years searching for answers, where physicians are taught to recognize complex chronic illness and its root causes. A future where treatment is rooted not only in reducing microbial burden, but in restoring the body's ability to heal. Personally, it's my hope that within the next couple years, vector-borne diseases become part of every physician's differential diagnosis, because these infections can impact every single system of the body. It is also my hope that one day screening for vector-borne illnesses becomes a routine part of preventative medicine in annual physicals, but using diagnostic tools that are far more sensitive, accurate, and clinically meaningful than what is currently being used today. Because early recognition changes outcome, early intervention changes lives. Patients deserve better than years of unnecessary suffering before someone finally connects the dots. But there is hope. I see it every single day. I see patients who were once told they would never get better reclaim their lives. I see children returning to school, adults returning to work, families regaining joy, connection, and purpose. Healing that goes far beyond symptom management. Healing that restores vitality. And that is the work that is being done by so many clinicians, researchers, advocates, and organizations sitting in this room and beyond. And tonight, that's what we celebrate. Not only how far we've come, but the hope of where we are headed next. So before I close tonight, I want to come back to why evenings like this matter. For the past 10 years, Lyme Warrior has helped push this movement forward, raising awareness, supporting patients and families, advocating for better understanding, and helping people battling these illnesses feel less alone. Tonight, as we celebrate how far we've come, we also honor the people and the organizations who helped carry this community forward. So to Lyme Warrior and to all of my fellow Lyme Warriors, thank you. Okay, so you're stuck with me for a few more minutes. So as someone who's been a very proud and long-time member of the International Lyme and Associated Diseases Society and a newly minted fellow of ILADS, I'm honored to share the following message from ILADS reflecting the future of care for patients and practitioners. So here goes. This is a message from ILADS. When we reflect on how far we've come, there is certainly real progress to recognize. Awareness of Lyme disease and associated conditions has grown. Research is expanding. Clinicians are increasingly acknowledging the complexity of persistent symptoms and the need for individualized care. Patients are finding their voices and advocating for better recognition and treatment. And at the heart of this movement is ILADS, a global nonprofit multidisciplinary medical society committed to confronting some of the most challenging and misunderstood health conditions of our time. ILAD stands at the forefront of innovative research and the advancement of treatment standards, bringing together clinicians, researchers, and educators who are determined to improve patient outcomes. But ILADS is more than a professional society. It's a community. It's a tribe. It's a place where healthcare professionals from around the world come together to exchange knowledge, challenge assumptions, and push the boundaries of what is possible in medicine. In a field as complex and evolving as vector-borne disease, that collaboration is not just valuable, it's essential. For patients, the future holds cautious but meaningful hope. Tools like the iLADS Provider Search, which saw over 51,000 users in 2025 alone, are connecting individuals with specialized clinicians who understand the complexity of their conditions. That connection alone can be life-changing for these patients. It represents a shift towards accessibility, towards validation, and towards better care. For practitioners, the future is one of opportunity. Whether new to the field or highly experienced, iLADS offers a platform for growth, collaboration, and continued learning. Medicine is evolving, and those willing to engage with complexity, to listen deeply to patients, and to challenge outdated paradigms will help define the next era of care. Over 25 years ago, one of our founders, Teresa McKnight, said, "What we need is a medical society that would unite physicians and healthcare professionals and provide a forum for free exchange and education about the complexities of Lyme and other tick-borne disorders. Education about the rest of the story." So what is the rest of the story? Well, it's still being written. We are moving towards personalized medicine, towards greater recognition of chronic and complex illnesses, towards stronger global collaboration, and towards a healthcare system that listens to both science and patients. The path forward would not be simple, but it is clearer than it has ever been. And perhaps most importantly, we're not walking it alone. Together, iLADS as a community of clinicians, researchers, and patients, we're building a future where understanding replaces uncertainty, where innovation replaces limitation, and where hope is not just an idea, but a reality. Thank you.
Was not given the gift of heights like Miss Mariah Hinchy. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Hinchy. That was awesome. All right, so now we're going to transition to the anticipated part of the evening. We like to have fun at Lyme Warrior, but there is purpose behind our shenanigans, too. The funds we raise here tonight will help fuel our patient care programs and resources, but a portion of those funds will also be shared with our researchers to help propel their work forward. Speaking of funds, during the games will be the last chance to bid, make your generous bids, on the silent auction, so please don't miss out on that. Each researcher will be given a moment to share a bit about their work and the impact that it's having in the fight against Lyme disease. Our first, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Eva Sappi. Dr. Sappi, oh, sorry, yes, definitely. Dr. Sappi is known for her groundbreaking work on Borrelia biofilms and her research into therapies that target Lyme disease in all its forms. Her work continues to bring innovation, deeper understanding, and hope for the Lyme community. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sappi. We are honored. All right.
I guess good evening and a huge congratulations. What an event. Oh my gosh. 10 years. That's, I cannot even tell, when I first heard from Lauren, called me up. I think it was an email. And she asked me, what I'm up to, and of course, try to tell her it's not good. I still cannot kill Borrelia. I need help. So, and actually, one of the first grants we got from was Lyme Warrior. Thank you. So let's get back on memory lane a little bit. Oopsie. That was a good catch. Let's get back on memory lane a little bit. So back in 2024-25, I'm a assistant professor, started my journey, academic journey, and I decide, I trained as a cancer researcher. It's gonna come back. It's gonna make sense later. And so I got into University of New Haven. Is at this point not much research is going on, and I got Lyme. So I never forget. I went to see my dean, and I'm not getting grant from my cancer research. She said, "Why don't you work on something Connecticut related?" That was the beginning. And I said, "Okay, I can kill Borrelia. How difficult could be? How difficult could be? It's just a bug, no?" So we got Borrelia. I got all the antibiotics. You know how it goes. And I kept throwing some antibiotics at this bug. And I started to see it's fighting back. First, those famous cis-RAM bodies. The minute I even just show the antibiotic to the culture. And after we start to see something more, and that was the beginning of the biofilm research. At this point, we didn't know what is it. It just looked like they're getting together and looks weird. I had my first research assistant, and I was absolutely sure that it's some kind of contamination. Is this fungus? What is it? What are you growing in a test tube? And it turned out that, she kept repeating it because I kept asking, it's not real. Borrelia, remember spirohete, maybe those round bodies, but what is this one? So anyway, as you know, a couple of years later, we spent a couple of years to understand what is this form, and we provide a lot of evidence that this form is something even more antibiotic resistant than the other forms. The interesting fact about biofilm, that a lot of people get angry, really angry, when we published first in 2012, the first paper. It was a lab tube, test tube paper, not an actual patient sample. And they called my dean that they should shut down my lab. So I was like, why are you so angry? What is about this biofilm that makes you like call my dean? All right. So at this point, of course, we started to look at whether we can see this form in patient. And Dr. Liegner, where are you? Yeah, Vicky, yeah. That was a big study, and I'm so appreciated that you and Jim helped us, and we finished. I thought it's still one of the best paper we ever published. So we find it autopsy tissues, find it everywhere, pretty much everywhere we looked. So the next question was, remember I was a trained cancer scientist from Yale? The next cancer, so every time I read a paper is a Toll receptors, everything is almost like pushing me towards back to cancer research, because Toll receptor, and some other pathways, very, very related pathways in cancer research and infectious diseases. And when I was back at Yale, I never understood why cancer spreads. Yes, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, because it grow out the space and has to, find more niches. Now I hear you. But why not getting some close by niches? Why you have to go to the brain? Why you have to go to distance? That needs energy. Okay, and remember, cancer cells has a funny way to create energy. Anyway, so I wrote an article, I think it was 2014, because the article was about cancer cells and how they spread. They spread like bacteria. This was the article about. It was just an editor commentary. It wasn't a big article. And that made me think, reading this all, is it possible the bacteria can take a hike with the cancer cells and spread using the cancer cells? So this was the whole, again, training as a cancer scientist. And it was a paper came out. There was a paper came out. So his name is Few, and it's a beautiful paper, how bacteria can reorganize the whole actin structure in a cells and take a hike with the cancer cells. So I said, if anybody can do that, Borrelia can do that. There's no way Borrelia cannot do that. So this is how I started I don't know, some of you might read those papers. We have several papers already. I was very interested also in host pathogen interaction, what happens, of course, inflammatory pathways, but what else is happening there? So we took Borrelia, and I said, now this time I'm not going to kill you. Hey, good news. Not going to kill you. I'm going to ask you if you can enter the cells. So, and you're going to say, why breast cancer? Not because we got funding, that's one thing. Okay, but also because it was in Krakow. Yeah, it was a Lyme conference in Krakow. And it was, I would say 15 nurses came to my lunch, you know, and they said, we know that you're cancer scientists, you have to study the connection. What connection what? You know, Lyme and breast cancer, because we all got Lyme and we got breast cancer. I said, what? So anyway, so this the whole thing started. So we asked Borrelia to enter the cancer cells, and we investigated what's going on. And this looks like it can enter very easily, especially the cancer cells, not necessarily normal cells. And after does very interesting things inside the cancer cells. Now, of course, you're going to say, how about the biofilm? Did you figure out what to do with the biofilm? Getting there. Thanks for some generous grant funds. The question we're actually asking is, of course, we did a lot of studies on established biofilm, but right now the question is, probably heard the news that people are questioning whether doxycycline can be used for preventive measures, you know, single dose, or some people using a week or two, whatever, whoever you go to your doctor. And the question was, is it really working? Now, I can tell you that's not surprising, it's not working, okay? Actually, if anything, it makes it worse. I just mentioned to Dr. Horowitz, we spent long hours yesterday at Yale. They have a beautiful microscopy center, the West Campus. They have everything. They have every microscope you can think of. So we did some confocal microscope, which means you can see inside the biofilm, so you can go down. And we investigated whether any of those antibiotics, even some antimicrobials, can prevent biofilm formation. And we're getting there. I think we still need to find a couple more combinations. It's a tough cookie. This Borrelia is a tough cookie. Okay, so, but anyway, we're working on it, and I'm so glad to be here. And I will be around, so find me if you have any questions. Thank you. You fixed it.
Thank you, Dr. Sappy. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Monica Embers. Dr. Embers, oh yes, please. Thank you. Dr. Embers is a professor of microbiology and immunology and a leading researcher in vector-borne disease. Her work focuses on persistent Lyme infection, treatment challenges, and advancing better therapies and diagnostics. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Embers.
Well, to begin, I'd like to thank Sharon for the kind invitation to be here, and to Lyme Warrior for their 10th anniversary. This is amazing. So I think it's interesting to me, today I went to Lyme, Connecticut for the first time ever. I've been studying this pathogen and this disease for over 23 years, and I've never been to Lyme, Connecticut until today. So it's a nice, lovely little town. We can call it ground zero. I live in Louisiana, so I'm a professor at Tulane University, and I went to school in the Northeast. So I got my doctorate at Penn State, and I couldn't wait to go south after learning about Lyme disease and ticks. So my interest really began with understanding how these just bacteria and viruses could evade host immune responses and persist and cause chronic illness. And so this led me to Tulane, where we have animal models of infection. We have non-human primate models, was developed there. And so I've been there ever since. And I think persistence has really become what defines me in this field. I remember when I was starting my own lab, my mentor told me, don't study persistence. And one of the Lyme disease discoverers actually told me that I would become the poster child for crazy people if I studied persistence. I'm not really good at listening to advice sometimes. So we ended up doing a study in non-human primates where we treated them with doxycycline, and we proved that they did not clear the infection. The antibiotic treatment did not clear the infection. They were still infected, and the naysayer said, well, what about humans? Those are just monkeys, right? So we've moved on to looking in autopsy specimens from patients who have unfortunately passed away from Lyme and tick-borne illness. And we've proven it again and again and again. And so now we need to move on to solutions, right? So we know there's persistence. We know that people are chronically ill. So what can we do to solve the problems? And we're focusing on combination antibiotic therapies that could be effective, which Dr. Horowitz knows a lot about. And we're also developing a novel immunotherapy that combined with antibiotics that we're trying to get some funding to test, because we find that people who have a poor immune response to the infection to begin with are the ones who develop chronic infection. It's because the antibiotics need a good immune response to work. So we're doing that. We're doing diagnostics. I think any researcher's dream is for something that they discover to turn into an actual commercial product. And my very first grant from the NIH, my very first federal grant, was to develop a diagnostic test for Lyme disease. And I can say that now we are on the verge of FDA trials and commercializing a test called LymeSeq. I'm a co-founder of a company called ACES Diagnostics, and it's over 90% accurate, over 90% sensitive and specific at all stages of disease, because I went into this saying early Lyme's really important, early disseminated Lyme's really important, but chronic Lyme is really important. So let's make sure we diagnose these patients as well. And we managed to find a way to do that. So I'm very excited about that. Finally, we are also delving into the controversial topic of, I don't know what's controversial, but the topic of perinatal Lyme disease. We're studying that in animals to see if we can see the transmission of the bacteria from the mother to the baby. And we have pretty good evidence that happens. And we just published a paper of a conference that we held at Cold Spring Harbor, where we got a group of scientists together to talk about this topic and to come up with recommendations. And we finally published that. So I'm hopeful that perinatal Lyme disease will come into the fore again, that we can find solutions, better diagnostics for the babies, better treatment options. And then finally, we've entered Bartonella too, because we know that a lot of Lyme disease patients are testing positive for Bartonella. And it turns out it's really hard to treat too. So we're using the same sort of techniques that we use for Lyme disease to try to treat Bartonella. So I think if I can leave you with anything, I want it to be hope, because we're doing the best we can. I work all the time because I'm very passionate about this disease and about people who are suffering, especially chronic sufferers, and we'll continue the hard work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Embers. Our next speaker is Nicole Bell. Nicole is an author, an advocate, and a powerful voice for families navigating Lyme disease and chronic illness. Through her work and personal experience as a caregiver, she brings awareness to the challenges patients face and the urgent need for better diagnostics. At Galaxy Diagnostics, she's advancing more sensitive testing methods designed to detect infections that traditional approaches often miss. Please join me in welcoming Nicole Bell.
Hello, everyone. I speak with my hands, so I have to be careful. Can I do that? All right. So 10 years. It's kind of amazing how much really changes in 10 years, because 10 years ago, I was a wife trying to figure out what was going on with my husband as he was declining. He had first mood disorders, irritability, rage, and then I realized he was forgetting things. And we went to the doctor, and he was tested for Lyme, and he tested negative. And then he was given a diagnosis of early onset Alzheimer's disease, right? Which really was quite shocking. It was like, frankly, like a baseball bat in the face. So to make a long story short, which you're welcome to read because it's all out there, 15 months later, he was diagnosed with not only Lyme, but also Bartonella and Babesia. And that was when my journey in tick-borne illness really began. And unfortunately, he was diagnosed really late, and he had very deep infection in his brain, and he passed away. And so on the other end of my journey, I was like, I need to share my story. I need to tell people. And I want to be able to say Alzheimer's and Lyme disease and tick-borne illness in the same sentence and not have people look at me like I'm crazy, right? And so I wrote a book about our story. When I first started journaling, that came to me, and I was like, this is going to be about a story about how he got better. But when he didn't, it was even more important to write the story because people need to know how serious these pathogens can be when they're misdiagnosed. And so, but then I wanted to continue my advocacy journey, and I reached out to Lauren at Lyme Warrior, and she was gracious enough to help share my story. And then she kind of came to me with little projects, and she was like, well, I have somebody that I want to talk to, these researchers that are really doing this amazing work, and are you interested? And I was diving into the research on my own because I wanted to figure out where I was going to fit in and what I was going to do to make a difference. And so I was like, sure, this is great. I'm doing it anyways. And I kind of get structured. And so two of the first people that I interviewed, Dr. Shappy and Dr. Embers. And so to even be on this stage with them is enormously humbling. I frankly cringe when you call me a researcher because I know the research that they do, and it's amazing. And so continued advocacy, I wanted to figure out how to help, right, and how to provide solutions. And I have been an entrepreneur my entire career. I've always worked in small companies. I did 2 years in a big company, and I was like, that's not for me. I like to bring new technologies to market. And to me, the biggest gap was in diagnostics because there's many gaps in treatment, and there's things coming. But if you don't know what you're fighting, then it's really hard to get an accurate treatment, right? And so diagnosis for me was the key. And I kept going back to that first appointment when I took Russ to the doctor. A lot of people don't come into Lyme until later. They see dozens and dozens of doctors. But at the very first doctor that we saw, I had him tested for Lyme, and he tested negative. And so for me, it was like the diagnostic issue is failing patients on a daily basis. And so I continued my research and really diving into the publications that are out there. And I came across this little company called Galaxy. And I read the peer-reviewed publications that they had in Bartonella and learned of what they were doing in Lyme disease. And I said, this is really interesting. And I wanted to learn more. So I literally was like, hey, my name's Nicole. I'd like to meet you and learn more. And I found out that the science was really compelling. And there was a focus on direct detection, which is something that has been missing in this field, right? A lot of the tests that we're using today rely upon antibodies, and there's a lot of reasons why that's super complicated. And direct detection is what's used across infectious disease, but because these are so sneaky and so stealthy, it's been elusive. in tick-borne pathogens. And trying to figure out how to do that accurately is really at the root of what the company was doing. And so, but the problem that I saw when I started engaging with the company is that they had great science, but they didn't know how to get it to the clinic. And to me, that's why I like I said, I don't consider myself a researcher, but if anything, it would be translational research, right? How to actually take the innovations that have been happening. Because in the last 10 years, if you haven't seen it, one of the projects that I did with the Center for Lyme Action is the state of Lyme disease research. And in that paper, we studied and we talked about all of the amazing research that's happened in the last 10, well, not all, but a lot of the amazing research that's happened in the last 10 years. But if none of that research gets to the patient and gets to the clinic, then we're not really moving the needle. And having a diagnostic that's working in a university setting is very, very different than having that diagnostic work at LabCorp and Quest, reimbursed and easily accessible to everyone. And so figuring out how to bridge that gap and how to make a business that is scalable is what I wanted to bring to Galaxy. And that's what we're doing, is we're trying to figure out how to make that university innovations that are driving new testing. So we have a partnership with NC State for the work of Dr. Breischwart that he's doing in Bartonella and Babesia. We recently entered into a partnership with Dr. Jutras for the urine antigen testing approach, where he's looking at peptidoglycan as an early marker for Lyme disease, and others that we're working with as well to figure out how to take those innovative new techniques that can really change the game and get it in the hands of the mainstream and the LabCorps and Quests of the world so that it can get to the patient. And so that's what we're doing. And we've got an amazing team that I'm super proud of. The real researcher who's behind me and making all the magic happen is Dr. Jen Miller. She has been studying Borrelia since her PhD. I always tell her, I joke with her, I said, you were studying Borrelia before Borrelia was cool. And she loves, like Monica, she has a weird obsession for the pathogen. And because it really is interesting and innovative and different from everything else. And she runs our laboratory and all of our commercialization efforts on that side. And so, and I have an amazing team that works with her and also on the clinical side, really scaling and working with doctors to make sure that, again, these innovations make it to patients. And so I'm honored to be here with you today. I'm really scared about all of this, but I'm gonna have to take off my shoes. But thank you, and I look forward to meeting you all.
All right, Dr. Horowitz is taunting her now. It's about to get real, y'all. Okay, thank you, Nicole, so much. Please welcome your game show host, the amazing Dr. Richard Horowitz. Dr. Horowitz is an award-winning physician. I really don't feel like I need to explain him, but he's a researcher and author who has spent over 4 decades treating Lyme and tick-borne diseases. He is a leading voice in the field, helping reshape how we understand complex chronic illness. He has also recently published the groundbreaking paperwork, which Dr. Hinchy mentioned, showing early evidence that treating chronic Lyme may improve key Alzheimer's biomarkers and opening the door to an important new area of research. It's crucial. You can find that in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease Reports or on his Medical Detective Substack. Please join me in giving Dr. Horowitz a warm, warm welcome. Thank you. All right.
Hey everybody, welcome to the game show, Who Wants to Be Without Spirochetes? All right, let's get the contestants on the stage for game 1, Spirochete Scramble. All right, contestants, time to get your hands dirty, literally. In front of you is a tub full of gummy worms, but hidden inside are tiny spirochetes. You'll be blindfolded and racing against the clock to find them. Your goal, collect as many spirochetes as you can before time runs out. And there's no peeking. You've got to trust your hands. And whoever finds the most wins the round. Who's?
Only spider hit the forms. I only have to get the spider hits. Yeah.
That's correct. You only have to get no Bartonella, no viruses, no Babesia, just the spirochetes. That's correct.
I guess I don't need this one. I don't see anything. I promise.
I think we're good. All right, you ready?
Can I hold this one in my left hand?
You can hold that in your left hand, yes.
Left hand.
Ready? All right. Ready, set, go. Hidden inside these gummy worms are spirochetes. Get as many of those spirochetes into the jar as possible. That's right. Trust your fingers. You got it. Nicole, you've clearly done this before. Somebody's been playing with gummy worms. I can see that. You may want to stick with monkeys there, Monica. You seem to be having a problem. I know, that doesn't feel like the monkey brains, does it? No, not at all. No. They're going to be going over yours soon, okay? We've got 1 more minute. I really don't know how many minutes we have. I'm just making this up. Because, Sharon, you said we need to get 4 of these done within an hour. Yeah, so I think we're good. I don't know. For somebody who plays around with spirochetes under confocal microscopes, I'm a little disappointed. 30 seconds. By the way, Sharon, have we figured out what we're giving the winner of this round? Fifteen seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Take off your blindfolds. Oh, somebody caught up at the end there, Monica, didn't we? Nicole, you may have won this round. So, audience, in the middle of this, we're going to play the game Lie and Let Lie. Wrong answers only. Whoever has the most ridiculous answer wins. Ready? Question 1. What are your official definition of, quote, your labs are normal? Your labs are normal.
Hang on 1 second. Hang on just a second, folks. 1 sec. While we're tallying things up, and so sorry to cut you off there, Dr. Horowitz.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, everybody. My name's Alon. I'm just the guy in the background doing the little things of, making things function and stuff. Really quick, how on earth are we going to know your wrong answers? Here's what I need all of you to do. On the TV screens to the left and right of me, you might notice there is a little nothing going on there saying our game's about to begin, and we want you, the audience, to be a part of the game. So, with that being said, on the screen in front of you, on the left and right-hand side, what I need everybody in the room to do is scan that QR code. Scan that QR code. It's going to take you to your browser. Now, hey, if you're like, I don't want to bring out my phone, that's okay, too. You don't have to do it if you want to, but the more the merrier. After you scan said QR code, dear players, you're going to be prompted with a passcode. That's ERKY, ERKY. Put that in your device after you scan the QR code. And then, of course, bringing it back over to Dr. Horowitz, that's when, of course, we are going to hit up some of those amazing wrong answers only. Now, what that means is he's going to tell you an amazing prompt related to Lyme, and you, the players, are going to come up with your best wrong answer. That's right, not an answer you always hear, an answer that you think would just be a great wrong answer. And so if you're looking for that QR code, of course, yes, indeed, here is that QR code for those of you that didn't scan it yet. And in the meantime, Alexi and I are just going to tally up our spirochetes over here. We're going to find out who the winner is, and then I'm, of course, pass the mic back over to Dr. Horowitz. So hang tight, y'all. Alrighty, everybody, and just so you got yourselves into the game, bringing the mic back over to Dr. Horowitz. Dr. Horowitz, go ahead and take us away with our next prompt in the game for wrong answers only. Oh, hi.
So the first question, what's the official definition of your labs are normal? I'll give you an idea. You have 4 out of 5 bands on your Western blot positive. You don't have Lyme disease. Oh, really? You guys really don't? I'll add.
So you can just write in your answer in that text space on your phone.
You have to write it in there.
Just type in that wrong answer. What's the official definition of your labs are normal?
Got it. And you get nothing for this whatsoever. There's no prizes.
That's
There's no.
okay.
So Nicole Bell is our grand winner, by the way, of finding spirochetes and gummy worms. Can we please give her a hand? Monica's second, and Eva, unfortunately, third. Yes, I understand.
Looks like we got 11 wrong answers logged in. 12 wrong answers out of 26. Not bad, not bad. Alrighty, y'all, and your time is up. If you did not put in your wrong answer, don't worry. I'm going to tell you what happens next. For our little intermission game, we're going to go ahead and have you, the players, vote on your favorite wrong answer. So on your device, all you got to do is swipe from left to right to vote for which one you like the most. You can give on your phone anywhere between 1 and 5 stars. So this is up to you, the players. These are just some of the wrong answers we got up there. Your bullseye isn't red enough. You're fine. What else we got here? You definitely don't have Lyme disease, says one wrong answer. Remember, y'all, your votes are going to decide what the best wrong answer is going to be. You're actually just crazy. Gosh, I've heard that a couple of times. Looks like you are negative, and my name is Nancy. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Hopefully, we all enjoyed our chicken dinner. If you had the salmon, it was great, too. Vegetarian option. It does the trick. Here we go. You are clean as a whistle. How do whistles keep so clean? How do they even get that reputation? Yay, no Lyme. Best answer ever. You're in the clear. You're in the clear. We might have forgot a little apostrophe. That's okay. It's okay. I have no idea what's wrong with you. Me neither. Me neither. A lot of people, I just, hey, what else we got up here? You're 80% okay. Hey, all right, all right. Just shy 20% full there, okay. It's all in your head, winky face. Love it when the doctor winks at you. It always makes you feel safe. And finally, okay, you're wrong. Wow. Well, based on all of your votes, players, from your submissions on your votes, this would ended up being the top 5 answers. I need you all to now select what you think is the best wrong answer of our top 5. Is it you're 80% okay? There's nothing wrong with you. You are depressed. Exercise more. Did y'all just see me and got inspiration by that? You said, look at this rotund man out here looking about 80% of a circle. Okay, you're wrong. You're actually just crazy, and I have no idea what's wrong with you. Well, dear players, if you haven't locked in your answers already, get to it. We got about 28 of y'all here, and only 19 participated for that answer. Let's get that answer, y'all. Only 7 more remaining with 20 seconds. 22. We're not going to wait all the way to the 20s, though. And fast forward to 3, 2, 1, and the best wrong answer on the board turned out to be the best one ever. That's right, the best wrong answer. There's nothing wrong with you. You're depressed. Exercise more. And with that, we are going to bounce back over here to some of our amazing contestants and pass the mic back to Dr. Horowitz, where we're going to be taking part in our next activity, Tick, Tick, Boom. So, what's going to happen is, on our screen, just to explain the rules real quick to our amazing researchers, dearest researchers, come on over to the other side of this table here, and Dr. Horowitz, do steer clear of those big old ticks on the wall there. Check it out, check it out. For our contestants, all of you at home, amazing to have you all here. Hope you're all doing well. Dear researchers, you are not putting those blindfolds on. I don't know why we still have them, and get those out of here. First off, no, that's not
No
happening.
blindfolds with darts. No blindfold with darts.
Now, here's what's going to happen, folks. As you can see in front of you on this lovely board here in this little grassy patch we got going on, you might notice a couple ticks. Ugh, gross. What our amazing researchers are going to be tasked with doing is lobbing said darts at said balloons to pop as many ticks as possible. Alexia and I, of course, are going to tally up, and Dr. Horowitz, of course, passing the mic back to you.
So, in front of you are ticks, black balloons filled with red confetti. Your mission is to pop as many as possible using darts before the time runs out. Aim carefully, throw quickly, and don't hold back, and the contestant who pops the most ticks wins the round.
And you have 45 seconds. 45 seconds in total. 45 seconds. So if you got a camera and you want to get the best angle, I'd say, over here is amazing. With that being said, I'm going to hit your timer, Dr. Horowitz, in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Give it a good, put some, there we got our first pop. Very nice. Oh. We got a second pop, very nice. Third pop.
I think Nicole Bell is she's done this before.
Nice. Let it out. We've got plenty of board to throw. Wow, our central contestant is rocking it. And with 30 seconds remaining, I'm sorry, not 30 seconds.
Oh, there we go, Eva.
20 seconds.
Woo!
All right, amazing. Wow. Here we go, 10 seconds.
You still have 3 left.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there it is.
And it's Nicole Bell again.
Great job.
Do you hang out in bars with darts? I just want to know.
You got it in there. I will say, we were only able to get the insurance to cover the soft tips, okay? Just the soft tips. We didn't want any eyes getting poked out. In the meantime, back to you, Dr. Horowitz. We're going to play another wrong answers only while Alexia and I go ahead and change the stage.
Second question, Lyme and Let Lie. What's the most helpful advice you'll ever get from a doctor about Lyme?
Here we go. You're going to be
What's
able to
the most
submit
helpful
those.
advice you'll ever get from a doctor about Lyme? Remember, wrong answers only. Most ridiculous wins. Take 200 milligram dose of doxycycline and call me in the morning.
All right, looks like we got 3 seconds left and only 12 wrong answers submitted so far. A couple more getting in there, though, Dr. Horowitz. A couple more getting submitted. Almost there. About more than halfway there. More than halfway there. All right, 10 more teams remain. 10 more teams remain.
So, Chris Green, since you're a doctor, I'm curious what you're telling your patients. Where's Chris? What are you telling your patients, Chris? Most helpful advice.
All right, 7 more answers remaining, the last 7. If you don't get those answers in now, type in that answer or forever hold your iPod, iPhone, or whichever device we're working with. All righty, folks, if you haven't already locked in an answer, it's time to find out how you did, and let's see what some of our wrong answers ended up being. Let's see, we got have a lemon instead. All right, not bad, not bad. Remember, you can swipe through your phone if you'd like to vote. In 21 days, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. There we go. We have Dr. Hart.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, true inspiration, Dr. Horowitz. True inspiration. I love it. I love it. Is that a drink flavor? The Gatorade. Water cures. Water cures. Okay, okay. Get a new mattress and breast reduction. Huh. Try yoga and relaxing more and drink more hydration and yoga. Okay, I tried that. You see me. You're working too hard and you're stressed. Have you tried yoga? All right, I like it. We got some yoga lotties here. You're fat. Hey. Still missing the apostrophe R-E. Insult me with grammar, please. You're a beautiful, healthy-looking young lady. Embrace that. Oh, guys, you think so? Thanks. Kidding. Here we go. Last few here. Here's 2 days of prophylactic docs. You could take that and take it. Don't listen to me. I'm a doctor that doesn't know about Lyme. Okay, I like that. That is true when I say it, 100%. I don't know anything. You should see a rheumatologist, a neurologist, and... all right, looks like we started smelling a little toast there at the end of that. Kidding, I'm sorry. Let's just wait and see if you see a rash. What could happen? What could happen? It just gets itchier. Rub some dirt on. Yes. Rub some dirt on it. Mm-hmm. Consult the CDC. What's left of it? Chronic Lyme doesn't exist. The 2 weeks of Doxy will do the job, no worries. Shout out to the emoji. Very nice, very nice. But it's time to vote on your favorite ones, players, and I hope you did while I was doing that, because here are the top 5. Select your best wrong answer for your labs are normal. Consult the CDC. Water cures. Here's 2 days of prophylactic
No, we're doing
Doxy.
the next one.
And
what's the most helpful advice you got from a Lyme doctor?
Oh my goodness, sorry, that's what I mean. What's the most helpful advice? Ignore that text up there. Most helpful advice, it's just an echo from the earlier thing. Don't mind me, don't mind that. All right, lock in what your favorite one is for our earlier prompt.
How are you, Monica?
We got 14 out of 28. Lock in what your favorite multiple choice answer is. Just tap the option on your screen.
And please remember to check out the silent auction in between all this fun.
Let's set those chairs up, 8 on this side and 8 on this side.
Alrighty, 6 seconds, 6 seconds.
By the way,
Alrighty, folks, time is up. Time is up for wrong answers only. Select an option if you have not already so we can reveal the best wrong answer. And here we go, players. Dr. Hartz, remind me again, what was our prompt again? What was our prompt?
the prompt was, what's the most helpful advice you'll get from a doctor about Lyme?
And the best answer for our wrong answers only game was consult the CDC. Consult the CDC. All right. Quite a divide here. Not bad, not bad. But it is now time for our next activity. And for this next activity, I believe we are going to need the assistance of our researchers again. So check it out. Y'all are going to come up here. And before I pass it back to you, Dr. Horowitz, dear researchers, what I need you to do in the meantime is get 4 very lucky, very just amazingly smart people that are in the room around here. Any 4 at all. And you are going to go ahead and, here's the thing, dear researchers, come hither. Come hither. Our researchers are going to grab 4 people from the audience each. I'm then going to give those researchers a bag filled with foam letters. You'll know what's going to happen next when Dr. Horowitz takes the mic.
So this is game 3, Lyme Minds Think Alike. So this game is about teamwork and communication. Audience help and input is encouraged, which adds to the chaos. So each contestant, you're choosing 4 people from the audience. The teammates will sit in the chairs provided. Each will receive a large letter, completely blindfolded, and in random order. Contestants, you may not help your team. Teams use only touch and teamwork. You'll need to pass the letters and figure out what 4-letter word you're holding and spell it correctly. First team to get the word right wins. So this is just touch and teamwork to pass the letters and get them in the right order. And your teammates are sitting blindfolded. You, according to the rules, but it's touch and teamwork. So how did?
I don't have my glasses,
It's-
so I can't see anything. 4 people.
Touch and teamwork. You'll pass the letters and figure out what 4-letter word you're holding.
Okay, and they're out of order.
They're being given out of order. You have to get them in order.
So, just to give some clarity, researchers, dear researchers, join me at the front of the stage, researchers. All right, and people that your researchers chose, grab your seat, please. If your researcher got you, grab your seat at one of these chairs over here. And just to get started, how you doing today? Anything for the folks at home? We got our camera over here. Folks at home, anything?
Thank you for joining us. We hope you're having fun.
Love it, love it. We love to hear it. We love to see it. And to all of my beautiful folks in the audience today, how's my audience doing? Doing good, doing good. And what do we think about our researchers playing up here today? How are we doing about that? Woo! Doing good, right? Well, I'm going to tell you what's happening next. I, myself, and Alexi over here have a bag filled with some foam letters that Dr. Horowitz was mentioning. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to give you those bags. So one researcher, take a bag. There, that's one for you. Don't open it yet. Don't even look at the letters.
Especially now you, Nicole.
None of it. Secondly, as Dr. Horowitz said, our dearest contestants in the front of the room are going to have blindfolds. Alexi will be walking past you with a pink bag with said blindfolds. If you have 2 eyes, take one. If you have 4, take one. And while we're getting those blindfolds out to our contestants, only the contestants that will be getting some letters. Here's a great thing. The guy with the mic, you know what he likes to do? Explain things. It's great. He likes to explain things. He likes to tell you how it goes down. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. So here's what's going to happen. Check it out, y'all. Check it out. And what's your name, sir?
Matt.
Anything for the folks at home, Matt?
No?
No? I love it. I love it. They don't need to know
You cannot
much,
help
right?
your team.
Here's what's going to happen,
This is all
Matt.
by touch.
Your amazing
Touch and
researcher
teamwork,
is going
but
to
you can't
pass
help them
your
otherwise.
group this bag. Now, here's the thing. Dear players over here, I got rules to explain to you. I don't want you to miss out. Oh, yeah, I know, right? We get the upper hand. They don't need to know how to win. They're too used to it, especially this winner over here, doing great, right? All right, so Matt, teams over here, you hear me okay? You hear me okay? Great. You hear me okay over here? Great. Love the tie, by the way. Very nice, very nice. Check it out, y'all. Here's what's going to happen. Your amazing researcher, after you put on your blindfold, is going to pass one of you the bag full of foam letters. Your goal is to figure out what each letter is, passing it between the four of you, and spelling out the four-letter word that is in each bag. You must be blindfolded before your researcher gives you said letters. So get those blindfolds on to your researchers. Get those blindfolds on. Amazing, amazing. You can, now that's a great question, dear researchers. Check it out. You can only assist whether it's in the right space or not. Now, of course, you're not going to know it just yet, so you can help in the only capacity of saying it's correct or incorrect. You cannot say anything other than that. They have to spell it out, indeed, in order from left to right. Now, audience members, hey, audience members, we want you a part of this game, too. So do what audience members do best. Cheer them on, maybe mislead them, maybe tell them it's right when it's wrong. Either way, do whatever you can to get it go. I got a question. Hi.
Put that blindfold on.
Oh, that's a great question. So, in theater terms, I believe we've got, this is stage right, stage left, but to you, that's left. So, it's going to be left, if your left hand looks like an L, to right. There are no apostrophes. Thank goodness there's no word "your" here, all right? We don't need a fifth player for that, and another one for the E and the apostrophe. So, yeah, so if you have it in the right order, say, you got it, correct? Yeah, exactly. You only give them the bag, just the bag. They have to figure out and disperse it amongst themselves. With that being said, Dr. Horowitz, I'm going to give you the honors of kicking them off and sending them on their way.
All right, ready.
So,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Take out the letters. You have to get it in the right order. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. It's Nicole Bell one more time. I will say, though, that hope was being shouted out on the right. It wasn't spelled correctly, but you got the word. And your word spells lame, L-A-M-E. No, that's not right. It was a close tie. Can I read the next question? All All right, so everybody, grab your phone. Here's the next question for you. Lyme and let lie. Wrong answer, most ridiculous. If ticks had a motto, what would it be? If ticks had a motto, what would it be? I put in an answer for you. Nicole, how does it feel to be 3 for 3? Tell the audience. 3 for 3.
I had a fantastic team. They rocked it.
Looks like we got about 10 wrong answers submitted so far. 10 out of 28. So many more to go. So many more to go. If ticks had a motto, what would it be?
If ticks had a motto, what would it be?
And of course, just a friendly reminder, if you're not sure if you submitted your answer, don't worry, y'all, don't worry. As long as it says submitted, that means you did it. Great job, great job. As long as it says submitted on your device, that means you submitted that wrong answer. And it looks like we got 14 wrong answers submitted. 14, doing good, doing great.
Yes. And by the way, we're going to have a last call for the silent auction. Please make sure while you're thinking about your question, last call for the silent auction. Thank you for your generosity. I put it in. I put it in. I was trying to feed her comedy.
All right, 19 out of 28 wrong answers submitted so far. Last teams, lock them in, lock them in. Remember, if it says submitted, that means you submitted it.
Uh-oh. The chocolate bombs are arriving.
All righty.
I feel
We're going to hit you with the
hypoglycemia.
last 10 seconds, y'all. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and the time is up. Time is up. You know what's going to happen next, y'all? Here we go. We're going to reveal some of those wrong answers. You know what to do on your devices. Swipe either right or left and vote on your favorite ones. Starting off with Shaka Trebek. Very nice. Very nice. Shout out to Sean Connery. Very nice. Will Ferrell. If ticks had a motto, what would it be? And, oh, no. Wait, come back, come back. Here we go. Tear it all down. Tear it all down, says one tick. Tear it all down. Oh, my goodness. Another tick says, also tear it all down. Here we go. Tick number 4 says, I suck, you suck, we all suck. Good luck. The health hunters eradicating one health bite. Health one at. I messed it up. Let's start over. The health hunters eradicating health one bite at a time. All right, next up, brought to you by the Gates Foundation. Hey, it's wrong answers only. No, nothing right about that. We turn Lyme into Lyme. Hey, when life gives you a Lyme, drink water. I'm sorry. Sharing is caring. Oh. I'll have one, and hopefully no one has none. Here we go with death to humans. Oh. I suck. You got me. At least you didn't need an apostrophe for that one. Here we go. You can't crush me. Oh, how I can. Don't check me. Don't check for me. Oh. Good one. Don't check for me. Wrong animal. All right, and for our final ones, we're less scary than spiders. We're less scary than spiders. And, well, we are going to make your life a living hell. Oh, my. I will only bother you in the Northeast states. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. YOLO. There's a tick free falling off of a tree branch yelling YOLO. Frightening. We want to destroy humans. Okay, we've got the royal we for the ticks. Okay. Let's get these fuckers. All right. I didn't say it, you wrote it. Don't be scared. I don't bite. Bombastic side eye. And with all of these answers, you voted. And if Ticks had a motto, what would it be? Here are the top 5. I suck, you suck, we all suck. Good luck. Brought to you by the Gates Foundation. We're less scary than spiders. YOLO. And we turn Lyme into limeade. Pretty good one, I gotta say. Good answer on today's Family Feud. And survey says for our final wrong answer. Oh, only 8 of you answered so far. We're not gonna go just yet. We need more answers. More wrong answers. 25 seconds. Friendly reminder, it's I suck, you suck, we all suck, good luck. Brought to you by the Gates Foundation. We're less scary than spiders. YOLO, and we turn Lyme into limeade. All righty, dear players, time to lock in those answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a human? If a tick had a motto, what would it be? The answer you all chose, that was your favorite, is brought to you by the Gates Foundation. Number 1. Well done, well done. Which brings us to our final game of tonight. And with that, Dr. Horowitz, get ready to take it away. And researchers, we don't have helmets for you for this one, so we got you something even better. A net. That's right, a lovely net and a hula hoop. Now here's what's gonna happen. You're not gonna hula hoop, okay? Don't worry about that. None of this is happening. In fact, what is going to happen is a little of this. It's a little of both. I'm kidding. No, just the top part. You're gonna go ahead and mobilize your upper body to use this lovely laundry basket to clean everybody's clothes. I'm kidding. No, you're going to catch a series of stress balls that I believe are under their chairs, under the table. So reach under your table, everybody. Under, that's right. We've got gum. I'm kidding. No, we've got stress balls under those tables. There should be stress balls under your table. I think they're in a pink bag if you see them. Well done, some of us found them. If it's not pink, it looks like we got orange as well. Some lime there. Amazing, amazing. I love it. Don't worry, this is the last thing that's going to be thrown or be thrown at or caught. So there you go, there you go. You got this. Yeah. I know, right? We got to get you some victory here. We got Ava coming on down, and of course, as Ava comes down, I'm going to pass the mic back to Dr. Horowitz. Dr. Horowitz, you know what to do. Tell them what is next.
So this game is called Flare Up Frenzy. Around the room, there are stress balls which you took out. Each contestant will claim a section of the audience. Eva, you can get this third of the audience. Nicole, middle section, right?
Well, wait, don't start just yet. Don't start just yet.
Take the right section there, Monica.
Couple rules.
Maybe those.
Couple of rules.
Huh?
Hang on. Hang on. So
Contestants,
Dr.
you must stay
Horowitz
inside
said-
the hula hoop while the team tosses balls. Your job is to catch as many as you can in the basket. But if you step outside the hoop, you lose everything and you start over. When
Now-
time's up, the contestant with the most balls collected wins.
Before you start throwing, okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. You're gonna go ahead and only have 1 minute to do this task. And our dearest contestants on the stage will be wearing blindfolds to protect their eyes. I'm kidding, no. They will, they're not, that's not happening, that's not happening. They're just gonna need to try to catch as many of your stress balls as you can, so just be mindful of when you throw. Don't all throw it at once. Be methodical in the toss, because we wanna see our researchers win. So, with that being said, Dr. Horowitz, I'm giving the microphone back to you, and I'm gonna start your 60-second timer in.
Okay. Now, go! 50 seconds.
All right, a lot of talk. Feel free to grab them again if you want. Oh my. Oh dear. We got. I'm trying to kick him back your way, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. I'll get you some more over here. Yeah. See those balls fly. 30 seconds. It's catastrophe.
Pick him up off the floor. Get him off that floor. Get him in those
Yeah.
baskets. Get him in those baskets. Come on, Nicole can't wheel everything. Come on.
Go.
Just grab him and throw him in
yeah,
those.
Get
That's
it
right.
in the ball, yeah. Here we go, contender. 15 seconds.
15 seconds left. 15 seconds.
Get ready. With our 5-second timer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's
there
it.
Is. That's the end of our game. And I gotta say, whoop. I'll pretend. Ava, what happened? Your balls dropped. What's going on? You good? You good? You good? Ava, you good? Sir? I'm good. Great job. I'm gonna say, let's see.
Uh-oh, it's Nicole Bell one more
I
time.
gotta say, that is. Now, I gotta say one thing before our researchers leave just yet. We've got some prizes, am I right? We've got some lovely trophies here at our table. So, yes, we do. I think we definitely know who won. So before we announce our first place winner, let's get a big round of applause and a big cheer to our third place champion, Ava. Congratulations, Ava. Wonderful job. You have definitely done your team proud. Congratulations, congratulations. And next up, big shout out to Monica! Second place! Congratulations! Studies show second place medalists are significantly happier than their first medal counterparts. So congratulations. But congratulations to our amazing champion who won all those games. That's right. It's Nicole. Yeah, congratulations. Wait, that's it. Sorry. That's it. Alrighty, speech. We need a speech from the winner. Speech.
Thank you, everyone. I had an amazing team. Middle section, you rock. And this was really quite amazing. You did a fantastic job. Yes, you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. And Lauren, we love you. We wish you were here. And sending all of our hugs.
Look at that. You don't even need it. You've got round of applause. And of course, big round of applause to Dr. Horowitz. You're amazing Alex Trebek of this evening. The one and only. You don't get TV like this at home, folks, right? That's what I'm talking about. You don't get stars like this once in a lifetime, right? With that, Dr. Horowitz, I pass the mic back to you again.
This is an important one. What is the CDC's secret Lyme disease hotline number? What is the CDC's secret Lyme disease hotline number?
Oh, one more wrong answer. One more wrong answer for the road. Here we go. What's a secret Lyme disease number?
I'm moving it up a little.
All right. Lyme disease number. Just imagine that question is on the board, players. Just imagine that it's there. Just put in any wrong answer to that question. What Dr. Horowitz said, not what it says on the screen. Don't even look at the screen. Stop looking at the screen.
What is the CDC's secret Lyme disease hotline number?
What is the CDC's hotline number?
And one last call, please, for the silent auction. We've got one more last call before we finish up.
All right, looks like we got 12 answers for all of our wrong answers so far. There's a few more remaining. What is the CDC's hotline number?
I feel my blood sugar going down by the moment.
All righty, everybody, here we go, here we go. If you haven't locked in your wrong answer only yet, do an even better thing. Don't forget to try to sign up for that raffle. We got lovely raffle items in the back. So why don't you all check it out over here on the left-hand side. We got some lovely things. And hey, if you ain't got the wrong answer, give us the best answer. A donation will do. What's the best nation? A donation. Just kidding. Here we go. For revealing of that hotline number, let's see some of those hotline numbers. We got 1-800, we're clueless. Correct usage of apostrophe. Very nice. 1-800, not Lyme. 555, bite me. Very nice. That's a good one. Double points for Chuckles. I love it. I love it. 1, 2, 3, we will help you. I like it. 1-800, negative. What number? There is no Lyme. There's no Lyme. 5163. Oh, okay. I'll look over my shoulder from now on. I feel very scared. I'm kidding. 1-800 Limes. Okay, limes. All lies. All lies. Okay, all right. Very strong feelings. 1-800 bit them. Okay. That sounds like a support line for ticks.
I don't know. I thought it was an animal, but oh boy.
Okay. 1-800 we are full of crap. You called the wrong hotline, Mr. Dung Beetle. Oh, sorry. 1-800 you are crazy. You are crazy. Okay. Very good. Ooh, 888 brain fog. Love an 888 number. 8765. Okay, you tried it. 867-5309. But hey, 876-5309 works as well. Worth a shot. There we go. There it is. Now someone got 867-5309. And I got got to say, out of all these amazing wrong answers, Dr. Horowitz, we're going to see what the best wrong answer was on the board. Here we go, taking your polls, players, for that hotline number. Ignore that question on the screen. That's my bad. Top answers are 555, bite me. 867-5309. 1-800, we're clueless. 1-800, you are crazy. 1-800, bit them. And based on your wrong answers, we got 7 out of 29, 9 out of 10 out of 10. Okay, I'm just going to wait. 14 out of 29. As those numbers are going up, know what other number can go up? The number of raffle signups you do. That's the number that can go up. We got some empty lists over there, so put your name on that there silent auction, y'all. And 16 people have answered out of 29. Come on, y'all. Hurry now. Hurry now before it's too late. And if you can, dial down the center. 555, bite me. Was it the best answer, though? Let's find out. Dr. Horowitz, for $1 million, the wrong answer is in 3, 2, 1. Say it for the folks at home. Oh, so anticlimactic of me. There we go.
Here we are. 555, bite me.
Well done, well done. And of course, folks, that is the end of our game show. That's the end of our game show, y'all. I hope you had a good time. I hope it was a nice little break from all that stuff going on outside in that rainy world. And let's get a big round of applause to Dr. Horowitz, our amazing game show host, one more time. That gets a... And of course, let's welcome to the stage Shannon, the person that, let's get a round of applause for putting this together. None of this would have been possible without Shannon. So big round of applause to Shannon. Thank you so much for having us here. We truly appreciate you. And to all of you lovely folks, I have been Alon. This is Alexi. We're going to be on our way. But don't forget, you got your stress balls here to grab from these laundry baskets. So be sure not to leave here without them. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they also make great for dryer balls, too, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, passing the mic back to y'all. And of course, don't do that. Don't do that. But what you should do is a silent auction. Still over there. Don't forget about it. And have a good one, everybody. Take care. If you had a terrible time, that's Elizabeth. I'm Victor. Farewell.
Thank you, Alon and Alexi. You guys are amazing. All right, that was some crazy, fun shenanigans. I hope y'all had a good time. Now it is my honor to introduce our friend and special guest, Jesse Rubin. Jesse is an acclaimed singer-songwriter whose music has reached millions. He is also a Lyme warrior himself, using his voice to raise awareness and inspire hope. He is a co-founder of Generation Lyme, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting awareness, education, and advocacy for those affected by Lyme and tick-borne diseases. Tonight, he'll share some of his music with us and help lead our final appeal. Please join me in welcoming Jesse Rubin.
Hello. Is that loud enough? Can you hear me? What about you over here ignoring me? Can you hear me? What about you all the way over there in the back with the flowers? No, he's facing the wrong way. He's going to be really embarrassed in a second. I'm just kidding. You don't have to pay attention to me. It's fine. Oh, come on, work. My guitar won't work if it's not plugged in. This is my first show. How am I doing so far? Thank you. I don't need your fake sympathy. Thank you. My name is Jesse Rubin. I am a Lyme patient. I've lost 7 of the last 13 years of my life to this stupid thing. Aww. Thank you for that. So there were 7 of the last 13 years where I never thought I'd get to do this again. I'm a singer-songwriter. It's what I've been doing for the last 20 years. And so anytime I'm on stage, I never take it for granted. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here, especially to perform in front of a bunch of people who get it. I was listening to a couple of researchers talk earlier, and I had no idea what they were saying, but I was like getting really choked up listening to them talk about it. Because it's really wonderful to know that there are people working hard to help. And a lot of times this can be really isolating, and you don't know that there are people actually working to help. I'm just going to do a couple songs for you, and then we can get you out of here so you can go to the bar. This is one of the first songs I wrote after I got into remission. And I learned that it takes a lot of people to get one more person through many years of hell. And I'm not very good at acknowledging people in my life, but what I am good at is writing songs about acknowledging people in my life. This song has changed my life more than any other I've ever written. It's a song for the people in your lives who help you go from point A to point B when you didn't know that it was possible to get to point B. Does that make sense? And I wanted to start with it tonight because I think for some of you, those people are in the room with you. I have so many questions and places to go. There are too many options, far too many unknowns. This is why I need you. And everyone talks now, but no one is right. There are too many armies, but no one to fight. This is why I need you, 'cause you make the darkness less dark. You make the edges less sharp. You make the winter feel warmer. And you make my weakness less weak. You make the bottom less deep. You make the waiting feel shorter. You make my crazy feel normal every time. You are the who, love is the what, this is the why. There are too many problems and no one who cares. There are so many roads and they all need repairs. This is why I need you. And there's not enough chocolate, there's too many chores. There are so many mountains that I haven't explored. This is why I need you, 'cause you make the darkness less dark. You make the edges less sharp. You make the winter feel warmer. And you make my weakness less weak. You make the bottom less deep. You make the waiting feel shorter. You make my crazy feel normal every time. You are the who, love is the what, this is the why. And you keep the ship moving forward. You make it easy to try. You make my crazy feel normal every time. You are the who, love is the what, this is the why. You are the who, love is the what, this is the why. You are the who, love is the what, and this is the why. Thank you. You're a good audience. What are you doing tomorrow? It was mentioned briefly in my introduction, but I do just want to reiterate it. I think when you go through something like being sick for a very long time, there's like two different kinds of people. One is like, that's over and I'm never going to talk about it or think about it ever again. And then there's another type of people that go, I'm going to do every single thing in my power to make sure that no one ever has to go through that ever again. Most of the room is filled with those people. If you're the other one, I don't even know why you're here. And so back in 2019, me and my buddy Brooke Stoddard, who's over here, and a couple other people started a 501c3 called Generation Lyme. And we wanted to figure out how to help people. And there are lots of people doing research, which is great because we're not smart enough to do that or qualified. And there are lots of people raising money, and we don't have rich enough friends to do that. And so, and so we were like, how do we help people right now? And the best thing that we knew to do to help people was put them into community with each other. And so we, more than any other organization on earth, provide online support groups. We call them meetups for anyone impacted by Lyme disease. We host about 300 a year. We've had 20,000 people come to our meetups, people from all 50 states, countries all over the world. So if you or someone you know is dealing with Lyme disease and you want to hang out with a bunch of people who get it, who aren't going to tell you that you're crazy, we have meetups for everyone. We have meetups for parents and partners, men, women, the LGBTQ community, young people, college students, stuff for people on the West Coast, international. We have a lot of meetups. There's a brochure in all your little gift bags, so just come hang out with us because it's fun. And really saves a lot of lives. And I wouldn't be here if I didn't have a community that helped me get through my illness. So to be able to do that for others is such a gift. Thank you. I am amazing. So when I got into remission, oh, that's too loud. That's still too loud. That's better. When I first got into remission, I would talk about Lyme disease. I'm saying that like I don't talk about it every time I'm on stage. I talk about it every time I'm on stage. And whether there's 5 people in the audience or 1,000, it's closer to 5 than 1,000. Shut up, I'm telling this story. And no matter where I am in the world, somebody in the room either has it and doesn't know it, or knows someone who has it, right? Oh, whoever turned that off, thank you so much. But it was interesting because when I would talk about what happened to me, people would start sharing with me the stuff that they were dealing with, you know? Having a chronic illness makes your life really simple. It gives you this North Star called better. If only I could get better, all my problems would go away. If only I could get better, I would finally be happy. If only I could get better. And then I got better. And I was still a mess. For a long time. And I managed to stay married through it, which was very fortunate. But it was the first time that I got that everyone's dealing with stuff. And for you, maybe it's not chronic illness. In fact, I hope it's not chronic illness, because I know how bad that one is. But this is a song for your stuff. The stuff that drives you crazy, the stuff that you think about before you go to bed at night, the stuff you think is never gonna go away, that kind of stuff. And some of you are sitting there like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't have any of that stuff. You're lying and you need better friends. So this is a song called Trying My Best. It asks you to raise your hand if you hear something you relate to. You don't have to raise your hand. I don't want to put anybody on the spot like that. But I know that even the people who don't have Lyme in the room deal with a lot. So this is for everybody. Raise your hand if you ever get lonely. Raise your hand if you ever get sad. Hold it high if you're ever unhappy. I think we all feel that. And they told me to be nicer to myself. Not as easy as it sounds, but I'm trying my best. Raise your hand if you're scared of the future. Raise your hand if your money feels tight. Hold it high if you hate your body. Well, it's all part of being alive. And if I ever find you crying, I'll remind you of this. I am not joking. You are not broken. You don't need to be fixed. No matter what it is, it'll get better, I promise. 'Cause every morning I get anxious, and in the evenings I stress out a lot, and in between them I get jealous. It wears me out, I don't know how to make it stop. But if I ever find you crying, I'll remind you of this. I am not joking, you are not broken. You don't need to be fixed, no. No matter what it is, it'll get better, I promise. I promise. Raise your hand if there's light in the distance. Raise your hand if you'll never give up the fight. Hold it high if you know what you're made of, and you know who you are inside. 'Cause they told me to be nicer to myself. It's not as easy as it sounds. I'm trying my best. Yes, I'm trying my best. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna do one more for you. You're supposed to go, "Aw, you guys suck." You don't suck. You're actually really amazing. There's a lot of really amazing people I like a lot in this room. I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. I do. One of the things I'm supposed to do while I'm up here is on the back of your little brochure things, there's a QR code, and I know that some of you traveled a really long way, and some of you have put in donations to the raffle in the back. But if you scan that QR code, it gives you the ability to donate to Lyme Warrior, and I just want to say, first of all, congratulations on 10 years. That's an amazing thing. And so if you scan that QR code, you can donate directly to them and help them with all of the amazing work that they do. Yeah, I had to say that because she didn't want to. So I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna play one more, and oh, see, you catch on quick. This is good. Oh, Connecticut. I don't even like being in the state of Connecticut. I know, right? What are we doing here? Whose idea was this? And all the food has gluten and dairy in it. Sorry, this one takes a second. There's a lot of really amazing people in this room. There's a lot of really smart people in this room doing really important work. There's also a lot of advocates in this room doing really important work. There are podcasters and authors and people who host meetups. And I just think being in rooms like this, I love the Lyme community. I wouldn't be here without it, and I think a lot of us wouldn't be here without it. And it's just such a privilege to get to do this for you. And so this is the last song I'm going to play is a song that I never thought anybody would hear. When I was really, really sick, one of my worst symptoms was brain fog. I didn't know what it was called then. But the later it got in the day, the clearer my head would be. So I would end up staying up all night, because then at like 6 in the morning I could have a thought, you know. And after I got better, I was going through the voice notes on my phone, and I found one from like 5:30 in the morning, and I was like, that's a weird thing. And I listened to it, and I have no memory of it, but it was the beginning of the song, and I sort of sat with it for a long time. And I just put an album out in October, and I finished the song for the album, and I didn't think I was going to release it, and then I did, and then some Lyme people heard it and really responded well to it. So this is a song called Monster, and it's a song about my experience of being a patient and having a bunch of supposedly very smart people tell me that there was nothing wrong. And also I don't know how many people here are patients, but like my family thought I was nuts. My twin sister thought I was nuts. My now wife thought I was nuts. You find that there's like a limit to people's empathy, because they don't want to be around it, because they don't want to deal with the realization that like one bug bite could change and ruin their whole lives, you know? And like going through airport security with a suitcase full of medicine and worrying if they check your bag, you know, like there's just like a lot of special moments of hell that Lyme patients go through. And like I said, this is my first show. This is a song called Monster. Something's wrong here, doctor, and I don't know what it is, 'cause there's a monster in my body, and it's living in my limbs, and it's tearing through my system like a hurricane wind that won't stop. And I'll do anything it takes, I'll spare no expense. I will swallow any medicine that you think will work best. Just don't tell me that I'm faking. Don't tell me that it's all in my head. I was a young and healthy man. I was a young and healthy man. I was a young and healthy man. Something's wrong here, doctor, and I don't know what to do, 'cause there's a monster in my body. Now I can barely move, and I'm staring at the ceiling. I haven't left this room in so long. And I'll do anything it takes. I'll light myself on fire. I'll follow any option if it takes away the tired. Just don't tell me that I'm faking. Don't tell me that I was a young and healthy man. I was a young and healthy man. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Jesse Rubin. Thank you to Lyme Warrior for having me. And congratulations on 10 years. I know I'm supposed to end on like an upbeat, happy song. I don't have any happy Lyme songs. I don't even know what that would sound like. Shit. So I'm done. Thank you so much for listening, and I really appreciate it. And I hope you are feeling well. And if you're sick, you're not alone, I promise. And you're not crazy, and you're not crazy, and you're not crazy. And people are helping and working on it. Thank you.
I'm good. It's on, right? Yep. Okay. All right. So, wow. Thank you, guys. I'll close with this pretty incredible night. I hope you guys had fun, and we're very grateful that you guys were here. Tonight was different by design. We wanted to bring some lightness into the Lyme community because it can often feel so heavy and lacking hope. And honestly, I think we did pretty good tonight. But underneath the Lyme... Thank you. But underneath all the laughter and the energy, the purpose is very real, guys. For 10 years, Lyme Warrior has been showing up for patients, supporting research, and pushing this work forward. And tonight, you've helped carry that into the next phase, whatever comes next. Thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging with us. And thank you for supporting and being a part of the Lyme community. Thank you to everyone who was involved in making this happen. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Before we say goodnight, I want to give you the winners of our silent auction. If I announce your name, you can head over there. Miss Beth and Audra will be more than happy to take care of you, pack up all your goodies, and you'll be good to go. All right. Dr. Hinchy, you have won the Vortex bundle. And Miss Lisa J, right, won the Caitlin Gold Chain. And then Haley Terrell, you have won the Sawyer's Protection Pack. And honestly, if you guys are not using Sawyer products, you definitely should be. Just saying. All right. And the Curated Wine Collection, which if you guys don't know anything about that, it is a boutique winery based out of Texas. And if you don't know, Texas literally has some of the best wines. So if you didn't bet on it, you're missing out. Sarah Joyce, you have won that amazing. And their Pinot Grigio is no joke. Just saying. I may have tasted it before I asked them for their stuff. Okay, and the Texas Hill Country Experience. Again, Lisa J. You're going to love it. And if you want some tips on where to go in JC, just holler. Yeah, that's it, guys. Okay, so congrats on your cool goodies. All right. Oh, don't forget, if you have not grabbed your welcome bag, please do so on the way out because I don't want to pack it home, y'all. I live in Texas. Take it. And also, please take a handful of these green squishy balls. I also don't want to pack them onto the airplane when I go home. I will take a few because they're cute, but otherwise, please take them. Yeah, that's it. Guys, thank you and have a safe trip home. If you're staying the night, awesome. Hit up the bar a little bit more. I mean, whatever. All right. Thank you, guys.